Over the next few days, little things started happening around the house. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make me uncomfortable. I'd leave a kitchen cabinet open and find it closed later. I'd leave my TV remote on the coffee table and find it on the couch. Once I found my bathroom light, turned on after I was sure. I'd switched it off before leaving for work. I kept coming up with explanations. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I was distracted. Maybe I was forgetting things. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. One Friday night, I ordered takeout and spent the evening playing video games. Around midnight, I went into the kitchen for a drink. When I opened the refrigerator, I noticed something strange. A carton of orange juice was nearly empty. The problem was, I hadn't bought orange juice. I stood there staring at it. I even checked the receipt from my grocery run earlier that week. No orange juice. I remember throwing it away and trying to convince myself that maybe it had been left behind by a previous tenant. Looking back now, that explanation sounds ridiculous. But when you're scared, your brain will do almost anything to avoid the worst possibility. A few nights later, I woke up to the sound of footsteps. Slow, careful footsteps, somewhere in the house. I sat straight up in bed. Every hair on my body stood up. The footsteps lasted for maybe 10 seconds, then silence. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. I checked every room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, the spare bedroom. Nothing. Nobody was there. I locked every door and window anyway. Then I sat awake until sunrise. The next day, I bought a security camera online. I figured if someone was somehow getting into the house, I'd catch them. The camera arrived 2 days later. I set it up in the living room facing the hallway and left it recording overnight. The following morning, I made coffee and sat down to review the footage. For hours, nothing happened. Then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the video glitched. The screen froze. Static flashed across the image. And for about 4 seconds, the recording cut out completely. When the footage returned, something had changed. One of the dining room chairs had moved. Not by much, maybe 3 feet, but it was definitely in a different position. I watched the footage 3 times. Nobody appeared. Nobody entered the frame. The chair had simply moved during the missing 4 seconds. That was the first time I genuinely considered leaving. But I didn't. I wish I had. 3 nights later, I was lying in bed when I heard the tapping again. Only this time it wasn't tapping. It was scratching. Slow scratching. Right behind my wall, like someone dragging their fingernails across wood. I froze. The scratching continued. Then I heard something else. Breathing. Soft, slow, human breathing.